first pattern I think of, is it a wet cough or a dry cough? Let's listen to this one.
That's hostess, move my seat. Please.
Yeah, that is a productive cough. If you listen closely to that cough, there's a rattling in the chest.
That's a phlegm sound.
It's a phlegmy sound. There's literally a wetness to it. Now, what's interesting is that a wet cough can be caused by a lot of different things. A pneumonia, which is obviously something that can be very severe. A cold. If you get all that, what we call post-nasal drip, and it drips back in your airway, that post-nasal drip, it irritates your airway, you're coughing all day. Sometimes chronic allergies, same thing happens.
That happens to me in the summer. Didn't happen until I was 40 years old, but all of a sudden I got allergies.
And so if you're someone like that, let's open up a little medicine cabinet here. One of the things I like to use in the winter, I've talked about this on your show before, but if you have that kind of wet cough and you think it's more just from a cold or allergies, using a
saline solution,
nasal saline spray.
We always have this in our medicine cabinet because it's been a tip of yours for years.
Yeah, because it can help dry things out, move things along, clear out congestion, which is actually causing all of that. Now, here's the big thing. With a productive cough, if you're also experiencing things like fever, shortness of breath, you need to go to your doctor.
That's when you take it to the doctor. If you have a drippy nose in the winter, try the saline.
Try some of these things and see if it doesn't improve. Right. And also remember that a cough after just a regular run-of-the-mill cold can last for weeks. And that's just because your airway is so irritated.
Right.
So
you got to give it time to catch up.
You got to give it time to catch up. Now, the other big delineating factor with a cough, and I'm going to share it with this audio. So the first was a wet cough. Did you hear how dry that was?
Yeah, this was more like clearing your throat almost, like a like a tickle or something like that.
Yeah, and so you didn't really hear any of that rattling. Now, a dry cough like that is much more common with things like influenza. Dry cough can be, asthmatics can have a dry cough like that. And so when I hear dry cough, fever, body aches, my mind during this time of year is instantly going to flu. And so if you have those types of symptoms with a dry cough, really be thinking, could this be the flu? Obviously, again, there is no such thing as a guarantee with a cough.
Right.
But that's one of the key differentiators that we use sometimes.
Wet, you tend to think cold. Dry, you tend to think flu?
Not that simple, but like a deep, wet cough with fever, I'm thinking, boy, this could very likely be a pneumonia.
Gotcha.
A dry cough with fever and some of the other flu-like symptoms, you're thinking more, well, could this be flu?
The world of the flu.
It's not always that simple, but that's one of the ways I delineate.
A general guideline.
But there are two types of cough, and this next one where the cough itself helps me as a doctor and can help anyone out there as a parent figure out what's going on in particular with their children. So listen to this next one. Have you heard that cough before?
When I was little, I had croup a lot. Mine was more like a seal barking, but
so hold that thought.
Was that croupy?
That was actually whooping cough.
Whooping cough.
And the reason it's so scary is that, and why I'm pro-vaccination for pertussis, which is what causes whooping cough, is a young child like that will go into such fits of coughing, these paroxysmal coughing fits. What you're actually hearing that on that whoop is the child is so out of breath. They're coughing so...
They can't catch their breath.
They can, and so that sad sound you hear, which I hear that in the ER, and of course I'm thinking,
they're literally going.
This poor, yes, because they're desperate for air. So that's actually an inspiratory sound that you're hearing there.
They're not getting enough air.
Exactly. So that is. I have to plug this as a doctor. That is why that parents, anyone who takes care of young kids, should be vaccinated, because the concern isn't with us adults. It's those kids that are small airways when it comes to whooping cough.